Alright guys, I try to read all of the comments that you guys post. I try to take all the advice I can, and the other day I saw that somebody had actually requested me to do a video or that trick that has more difficulty in it, just because most of the tricks I post on here are for beginners, since a lot of beginners are actually looking up on YouTube or the internet how to do tricks, so that's mainly the tricks I post on here. But for this one's going to have a little bit more difficulty, a little bit more sleights, but the effect is pretty cool. So let's say you go ahead and pick a card from the middle of the deck. Let's say you pick this card here, and it doesn't really matter which one it is, so that's your card. Go ahead and remember it, because I'm going to be sticking it in the middle, and we're going to be getting it lost in the pack just like this. Okay, so I just cut up the deck, not that big of a deal. And if you saw over here, I have two cards laying here. I didn't get to show you these. Not yet, at least. You can see I have the Jack of Hearts here first. Okay, we'll stick that on the bottom, just like this. And I also have the Jack of Diamonds. Okay, so both of those cards, and those cards were the ones over there. So I took those, I showed you them, and I went ahead and I mixed your card into the deck, so your card's lost in the deck somewhere. But if I just wave my hand over the cards, give them a little snap, spread them, that's your card, right? Where the Ace of Spades wasn't your card? Okay, you know what? I think the Jacks have made a mistake. If I pass the cards through my hands, give them a shake, now there's no Jacks, and it looks like they've sandwiched one card. Happens to be yours. And that's the trick, guys. I hope you guys like it, and don't forget to stick around for the tutorial. Alright guys, I really hope you guys like the trick, and here's the tutorial for it. So like I said before, it is a bit advanced, and I'm going to be going quite fast in the tutorial, or not fast, but I'm not going to be going as in depth for the easy moves that I would have been doing in like a beginner type video, because most of the people who are going to be watching this already know how to do it. So let's just get into it. Like I said, it's kind of advanced, so just try and stick with it the best you can. I'm going to try and explain it the best I can as well. So what you're going to need are the two black aces and whatever two of a kind you want, but they have to be contrasting to the black aces. That's why I do it. So I just use the two red jacks over there. So what you're going to need is you're going to take the ace of clubs, put it face up or face down on the deck, and then you're going to take the ace of spades and put that on top. So this is your setup, and then you're going to take whatever random indifferent card, put it on top of the deck. It doesn't even matter what it is. You just want your setup like this. So you take the ace of clubs, put it down, face up ace of spades, put that here, and then you're going to take the indifferent card and just cover it up there. Alright, that's the setup for the trick. Then you're going to take the two red jacks, put them face down, and don't let the spectators see the faces of the cards just yet. Just leave them on the table, or just ask the spectator to hold them, but don't look at them yet. And I'll get into why you do that later on. So now you're just going to have the spectator pick any card they like, so you can either riffle down the side of the deck, or what you can do is you can spread through the cards, but you're going to be pushing off a block like this first. So what I did in the tutorial was I took about 5 or 6 cards with my thumb and just pushed it over to the side, so you can see I have a big block of cards. I just pushed it over with my thumb, and then I spread through the cards like this, and then I had the spectator pick one. If you're too scared that the card might flash, you can just riffle down the side and have a spectator pick a card like that. But in this case, let's just go ahead and spread through the cards, and we can have a spectator pick this card from the middle. And it's a random card, so you take it out, make sure you don't flash the ace when you square the deck back up. And this is a random card, and you tell the spectators, you're going to say, okay, go ahead and look at the card, and you briefly show it to them. You don't want to say the name of the card or show for too long, because remember, at the end of the trick, you're going to act like you messed up, and you're going to act like you thought that the ace of spades is their card. So you just want to make sure that you briefly show it to them. You say, okay, here's your card, and then you're going to put it into the middle. And now what you do from here is you tell spectators, alright, let's just go ahead and, this is your card, let's just go ahead and put it in the middle of the deck. And like I said, guys, you guys are probably going to be more advanced or intermediate if you're watching the tutorial for this trick. So all you're going to do is push down the card, push it down and in at the same time. You're going to get a break, and this is basically where you're at now. So while your hand is still in this position, and your left hand is going to be covering this up, so you're not going to be able to see this huge break. And all you're going to do is, as your hand comes up, you're going to take your thumb and you're just going to riffle off until you get one card, and then leave it with the break with the ring finger. So this is where you're at now. Okay, so you have a break, the top card, you're going to have a break from the top card with the ring finger, and then you're going to have your pinky break here right on top of their selected card. So from here, you tell the spectators, alright, let's just go ahead and give the deck a little bit of a mix-up. So all you're going to do is do a version of the double undercut, and here I'm going to try and go slow and really try to get all the details here. All you're going to do is you're going to tell spectators, alright, let's just go ahead and mix up the deck. So what you do is you transfer this break to a thumb break, and then you're going to take all the cards from your pinky break like this, then transfer all the cards below it to the break. Here's the tricky part. Now when you take the top packet, you're going to do a slip force, keeping the top card. This is what I mean. So you're going to take your thumb, put it on top of that card. You may want to blow on your finger a little bit, like I guess put it up to your mouth and go, just so it's a little bit more moist. And what you're going to want to do is stick your thumb on this card, and as you pull out the top packet, just all you have to do is retain that top card, because remember, here's the face-up ace I was telling you about. All you're going to do is just retain that card as you pull the top deck out, so you don't flash that ace, and then you'll take the cards, put it to the bottom. If you need more help on that, go ahead and rewind the video. So now all you've done is stolen their card to the top. You just took whatever card they selected, and now that's where it is. So from here, this is where you're going to misdirect the spectators, and this is why you had the cards face down and you didn't let the spectators see it. You're going to go ahead and tell spectators, alright, so as you see here, I had two cards just laying on the deck, or laying on the table, and all you did was misdirect the spectators so you could get a pinky break underneath the top three cards. So that's all you need to do. If you want to do a pinky count, you're more than welcome, but all you need to do is really misdirect them just a little bit. So you take all the spectators' attention and you say, look, I forgot to mention that I do have two cards sitting on the table, and as I said that, you got a pinky break underneath the top three cards. These ones right here, that's where you get your break. And then you're going to tell spectators, alright, go ahead and flip them over. So let's say the spectator takes them, flips them over. And now what you don't really want to do here is you don't want to say, okay, so I have the Jack of Hearts and the Jack of Diamonds. You don't want to do that yet, because it wouldn't justify you counting them off again. So the spectator flips the cards over, you say, okay, so these are the two cards that I had on the table. And all you do is you take them, you put it right on top of the deck with the break. And now what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, look, so these were actually the two cards that I had. And all you do is you pick up the cards from the break, and when you pick them up, you're going to be holding the cards in a modified biddle grip. A biddle grip would be here, but all you're going to do is cover up the top cards, or the top portion of the cards, so they can't see the thickness. And so you're going to be holding the cards just like that. Middle, ring, pinky, all covering the front of the packet here. And now what you're going to do is you're going to count off the cards, and you're going to steal away the jacks. The way I did it in the performance was I said, okay, look, so here are the cards I had. I had the Jack of Diamonds, and now here is where you count off the cards. So you say, okay, look, I had the Jack of Diamonds, and you peel it off, okay, you turn it over, and then now you have a break underneath the Jack of Diamonds. You can square it up, and then when you square it up, this is the move. This is kind of tricky also. Let's just go back to the beginning here. You're here like this. You take the Jack of Diamonds off. You say, okay, so I have the Jack of Diamonds. You leave it here, and you have a break once you do that. Once again, I'm really trying to get this explained well here. All you do is you just slide it off, turn it over, and as you're turning it over, you just pick it up with the break. Okay, you pick it up with the thumb break here. And now when you square it up, you're going to be leaving that card there. So you square it up, leave that card there. Now here's the Jack. And then you do the same thing again. You say, okay, so then let's take, and this is the other card I had, the Jack of Hearts. So meanwhile, the spectators think this is the Jack of Hearts, or the Jack of Diamonds. And you flip it over, get your break, square it up, and leave the two Jacks right there. So from here, this is your setup right now. So you tell the spectators, alright, so I've already mixed your cards, or your card into the deck, and I'm holding the 2 jacks right here in my hand. But watch what happens, and now what you do is any magical gesture you want. You say, look, if I just snap the cards, all you do is you make a noise, and then you say, okay, look, and I shake them, the 2 jacks that trapped your card, and the spectator's going to say, wait, that wasn't my card. So you say, okay, wait, you know what, I think the jacks have made a mistake. So all you do from here is you do a pinky pull down, you pull down the bottom card, and you do a double lift. So you just take the cards and you flip it over like that. So you're at the pinky break, and you say, okay, look, you know what, I think the jacks have made a mistake. So you do your double lift, flip it over. At the same time, you're twisting your hand, so now your left hand is face down. You push the packet down with your thumb while it's like this. You push down your thumb so that it comes through the hand, like this. And then you're going to take your ring finger, twirl it, and now you're holding the cards like this. And you say, watch, if I give them another shake, and you spread the cards out, you're just going to spread the cards out, it should look like that. And you tell the spectators, it looks like I don't have the jacks anymore, and the 2 aces have actually snatched your card. And it's such a powerful move. If you can pull this off, it really is a great trick, I think. And like I said, you guys have been asking for something that was a little bit more of a difficulty. I think the effect here is really awesome, and thank you guys for watching.